Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and today we're doing a mini 8-inch subwoofer underneath the front seat of a Toyota Tacoma. I'm going to be installing this 8-inch NVX subwoofer and amplifier combo. It's an active enclosed subwoofer solution, model number QBUS8v2. We're going to be installing this as well as RCAs, power and ground wire, remote turn on wire, a fuse, bass knob and cable, and a few other odds and ends. If you want to see this unboxing of this amp sub combo, go ahead and check. We'll have a link in the description. Let's go ahead and get started.
Provo Beast Audio Installation channel is sponsored by NVX and Sonic Electronics. Get 10% off all speakers, amplifiers, wiring kits, and more with coupon code PBAI at NVX. Also get 5% off all car audio components at Sonic Electronics with coupon code ProvoBeast.
Now here in the truck, we're going to go ahead and start by removing the bolts on all four ends. We're not going to totally remove the seat. We're just going to remove it to lay it back enough because we're going to install the amplifier underneath the driver's side front seat. Okay, so here under the hood, we have our main grommet area where we will pass our power wire through. Here's the positive side of the battery. Now we're going to probably mount our fuse and fuse holder here in this area as close to the battery as possible. And we're going to go through, run our power wire into the inside of the truck itself, along the kick panel to underneath the front seat. Okay, so we went ahead and actually just poked a hanger through that grommet there along the side, not through the same hole as the main power harness for the truck itself, but just next to it there's enough space. And then we connected our power wire to that wire. Go ahead and pull it on through. Give it a tug. There it goes, right into the inside of the truck, just like that. Alright, with the wire pulled into the cabin, what we're going to do is go ahead and pop these panels off. So we're going to start running cable up underneath the seat here. Now we've pulled back the carpet here up underneath, and we do have a factory ground which we're going to use for our amplifier. We'll probably actually disconnect that factory ground to clean up the paint even more, just have even more of a solid connection, and then we'll connect our ground for our amplifier there and run our power and ground to our amplifier sub combo that'll sit right up here underneath the seat. Okay, so we cleaned up the grounding location with a wire brush. When we pulled the bolt out, allowed us the space to go ahead and prep our ground for our amplifier. So we're going to put the ring terminal on, put the bolt back in, and run it to the amp. Okay, we got our ground all done, and now we have our power and ground all run through here. So we're going to go ahead and pull the carpet back. Next thing, we got to run the RCAs, the remote turn-on wire, to our aftermarket radio up in the dash. Okay, so we ran our RCAs and remote turn-on wires through the same hole. What we're going to do is just go up here. Now we popped our center cup holders out. They're just held on with clips. It just literally pops on out. We have our cables come up here, and this gives us access that we're going to run it up through the center column up to our radio. Okay, so we went ahead and got everything buttoned up, at least here on their seat. We got the power and ground all hooked up with our remote turn-on wire, RCAs, and bass knob cable. Everything goes up underneath the carpet. The nice thing is all the dials are on the back of the amp, so we can actually put the seat back down, get it all bolted up, and we have plenty of access to the amplifier gain and low pass filter on the other side there. After we get the seat all bolted up, we're going to finish running our cables to the radio. Here in the engine bay, we got our fuse and fuse holder all mounted. We got our power wire on the positive. Once we're all done, we'll put the negative on as well. Basically, we're done under the hood. Let's go ahead and get the radio hooked up. All right, so here we got to pop this aftermarket radio out so we can hook up our remote turn on wire to the remote output on the radio, as well as plug in our RCAs. Now, generally speaking, you can get your fingers up underneath these HVAC controls. You can also use a panel removal tool that pops on out. You don't need to disconnect it, just keep it there just lightly. And then there's going to be 4 10mm bolts up underneath. Go ahead and remove those. Alright, out here, just enough. Give ourselves plenty of space. Now we're gonna run our RCA cable. We have a lot of extra cable here, so we're gonna bundle it nicely behind the radio. But we're gonna run our RCA, remote turn on wire, and base knob cable. We're gonna fish it just up underneath, up into the radio cavity, and go ahead and plug it in. Okay, so for the wires, we just fished them along the side here, and then using a hanger, we fished them up into the dash. We have all our extra RCA there, our extra base knob cable. They'll both just sit behind the dash. Our remote turn on wire, our Pioneer remote turn on for amplifiers and other accessories is blue-white, so we soldered into that, use some heat shrink. At this point, the connections are all done. We'll get it back in the dash, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we got the radio all back in. We got our base knob. There actually happen to be holes here, and we're going to just get this mounted. A little bit of hot glue right up underneath, so it's easy to access. Everything's all reassembled back together. If you have any questions about this install, just go and post a comment below. Thanks guys for watching the channel. Be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.